Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. We are back in DC for, well, a lot of things. Shooting some content for my side project, Operation Podcast, shooting some podcast interviews, reconnecting with some friends, and just exploring the city. I love DC. It never fails me, and it's always good to come back to like a city for work, for travel, but a familiar place nonetheless. So also got my haircut, trying out something new, going a little bit shorter, but before we get going into all of the footage, I just want to highlight something that I think what am I trying to say? I really hope you all pay attention to, and I hope it seems valuable for whatever you do in your profession or just your personal life. You cannot put a price tag or an ROI high enough on in-person interaction. So one of the main reasons I am here back in DC is because of a partnership that I have with a company called Podcast Outfitters. Now, they are providing incredible deals, free shipping, discounts, tech support, a lot of just of the gear side of things for my venture called Operation Podcast. And I came out here because we're shooting some tutorial videos, some in-person content, and today I learned the whole concept of like scouting out, going to an area to figure out what you want to shoot, why you want to shoot, where you want to shoot, and when, before you actually shoot. And it's just a one-man show for me today. And I was just really overwhelmed, and it just goes to show you when you're doing the right things, the world opens up and lets you know. So long story short, the company that I'm working with is like a new kind of extension of this decades old third generation music supply, music industry company here called Chuck Levins. And I'm a huge like hard rock fan, big Paul Reed Smith guitar fan. And Paul Reed Smith used to work in this shop, used to work at Chuck Levins. He comes in and does workshops there all the time. They're so plugged into the community that so many things were just like, wow, like Chase, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. So do not put a price tag. To an extent, I understand everybody has budgets and things you need to be aware of, but if there's ever a question of will this in-person engagement be worthwhile, do it. I promise you it will. Everything that I'm doing here is just all signs pointing yes, Chase, you're doing the right thing with the right people, and it's the right thing that you're here in person to do it. So get out there, get exploring, shake some babies, kiss some hands. Hello to day 2 in DC. I actually had to change rooms because the first one I took a shower, and imagine the scene in The Ring where the wet hair is coming out of the drain or out of the mouth. Imagine that just coming out of the tub. Not my favorite thing in the world. So shout out Capitol Hilton, shout out Frank downstairs. Super amazing customer service, hooked it up. Change rooms, very easy. So here we are. What's going on? Hold on. Let me put my stuff down. Let's get situated. All right, so my second full day here in DC, and it's kind of been, not gonna lie, a little bit of a wash because I had set up some meetings, some conversations, some dinners, some coffee, then some collaborations, some podcast interviews, some stuff for YouTube, and just content creation in general that fell through. I'm a little frustrated with some of these people because we talked about doing this for weeks. And specifically coordinated days, times, and places. And I'll say, less than impressed with the reasons as to why they canceled on me literally last minute. But whatever, we're not gonna let it affect us. We have a lot of other things that we can do. I don't know why I keep saying we. I have a lot of other things that I can do. But I wanted to take a moment to highlight a couple things that I talked about recently on my Instagram story. If you don't follow me, make sure to check me out at Chase_tuning. I do a lot of things: health, fitness, mindset, entrepreneurship, military, literally the exact same stuff that I talk about here, but it's just on the go, day-to-day interaction. And I wanted to talk about some things that really help me when I'm traveling, that help keep me feeling my best, operating my best, things like sleep, hydration, not getting sick, because I get a lot of questions about them. I even do some Q&As when I'm traveling, and this is probably one of the most requested topics on, hey, do you ever get tired of travel? Hey, how do you not get sick? Hey, blah, 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 hey. So I want to just take a minute. Wow, the cold brew is hitting in. Compass Coffee, I've been living off of their nitro since I got here. But basically, when I travel, I try to leave my destination, wherever I am, as natural of a wake up time as possible so that I'm waking up on my own and I'm basically starting my circadian rhythm at normal. Now it's a little bit different when I'm going from like far time zone to far time zone, like East Coast to West Coast or vice versa. If I'm going, let's say for example, for me, I live in LA now. When I'm coming from LA and going to DC, it's a 3-hour difference. So what I do is I actually try to get up a little bit early, which is maybe like, 1 to 2 hours max of my normal wake up time, which for me, that's about, I naturally wake up around like 6:37 a.m. So at most I'll want to leave about an hour, or get up to leave about an hour or two before that, so that when I travel to the East Coast and they're 3 hours ahead, I'm good and tired. I've woken up a couple hours earlier than normal so that when I get to the 3 hours ahead, about time when I would want to go to bed, which is between 10 and 11 p.m., I'm naturally tired. Now that didn't quite work for me this trip. For some reason, I just couldn't quite get acclimated, and that trick didn't work. So another trick that I try to acclimate myself when I'm traveling and just to keep myself healthy is just chug water. I add things to my water a couple times a day outside of the norm than what I normally do back home, and that's things like Super Greens powder, Super Reds powder, immune boosters, things like vitamin C, or I really am a big believer and user of chaga. So I'll double down on all those, and all the things I'm talking about I will link down in the comment box below. You guys can check it out. But I try to just stay on top of my sleep, try to stay on top of my hydration, and then add in things that I know help the immune system, like antioxidants, like chaga, like vitamin C, like electrolytes, coconut water, certain salt and electrolyte drinks. Again, I'll put them down in the comment box below. That really just help me stay hydrated, especially going from dry, warm weather like LA to humid, cold weather here in DC this time of year. What else? Ooh, I'll show you another big travel hack that I absolutely swear by. I've been using them for months. That's these guys right here. These are gradual compression socks. This is a company called Comrade, and you can see they're not like your normal, typical, boring, plain, ugly, like nude compression socks you might see like a diabetic wear or something, or your grandparents. These are function and fashion. They have prints, they have solid colors. They even now have like sport socks, like low show socks. I cannot recommend these enough. Whether you're in a car ride for a couple hours, whether you're traveling across country, or honestly, I wear them a lot. If I know I'm gonna be at my desk working a lot, not moving, if I'm gonna be working out, hell, now that I talk about it out loud, there's really no wrong time to wear these things, but definitely when you travel. Just when you're seated for a long time, your circulation slows down, blood begins to pool down in your lower extremities, and unless you're getting up like, every 30 minutes to an hour, which don't be that person cutting in front of everybody. If you gotta go to the bathroom, you gotta go to the bathroom, but I cannot hype these up enough in terms of just keeping my body blood circulating, keeping my energy levels up. I don't get that like restless leg syndrome like I do a lot on the planes. This stuff just helps keep me feeling so good. And then when you get to your destination, you're not sluggish, you're not tired, or definitely not as tired or as sluggish, because these things help keep your blood circulating, helps keep and prevent blood from pooling down in your lower extremities, helps with fatigue. For all my nurses and medical personnel out there, if you're on your feet standing all day, all long, this really, really helps with swelling. If you have any type of edema problem, or your feet just swell naturally when you walk or on your feet a lot, these things are amazing. And they're actually, they were a podcast partner of mine. We worked together for a couple months in 2019. As of this video right now, February 2020, we do not have a working relationship. We ran through our original deal. I would love to work with them again. So I don't know if this code will still work, but you should be able to get, I believe it's either 15 or 20% off these socks. You can use code EverForward. I'll put that down in the show notes as well. But even if the code doesn't work, they do sales pretty often. So check them out, try them out. I cannot hype these enough. Compression socks will be a game changer when you're traveling.